Hi, welcome to another episode of Real Estate Top Performers. My name is Sam Ruenton and I'm the Chief Creative Officer at Mars Studio. Mars Studio is an award-winning and experienced strategic branding and creative marketing firm, and our tagline is Marketing Redefined. Today, I am joined by
Peter Ferguson of the Ferguson Group at Compass Real Estate.
Our next topic is engaging the community. I think one thing that I always try to essentially explain to a lot of our clients and real estate agents is that if you essentially set up shop in a community, if you show up and if you promote the neighborhood and the community, you have a better chance of selling whatever your services are. And I think if you have some sort of not a partnership, but at least an understanding of what is in the neighborhood, what are the best restaurants in the neighborhood, how are they rated, where do people go, where are the playgrounds and things of that nature, that people that want to come to that neighborhood or people who are considering other neighborhoods that aren't in your area would find it invaluable. So I wanted to know, what do you think about potentially striking that relationship?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I think is super valuable. And you can do it a few different ways, and I've played with the idea in so many ways that that it is exciting to me. That obviously there's kind of video, going out and doing videos and photos in different restaurants and showing kind of the neighborhood in that manner.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you can partner with the restaurants or facilities. Maybe your clients can get a discount. That's always a nice thing.
Yes.
But what I've kind of played with, and I really like the idea, is doing video in different neighborhoods, kind of sharing the history of the neighborhoods. Because I know if I was a buyer and I was looking in a certain neighborhood, I'd probably go on YouTube to find out anything I could find on this neighborhood. So if I could do a walk and talk about the neighborhood, a little bit of a history, and you can see the architecture behind me.
Absolutely.
I think that's just a really valuable thing. And if you can see the different restaurants and parks, it's just going to make the buyer feel more and more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Even before meeting and going to look at properties.
Oh, absolutely. I wholeheartedly believe if you essentially lead with the neighborhood and not the house, you have a better chance of landing and creating excitement around the property. Because we work with a few real estate agents, and one of them essentially is in an area near San Francisco, and he has made it a mission to essentially highlight that neighborhood, because it's a very nice neighborhood. It's an historic neighborhood. So he has partnered up with a lot of the bakeries in the area, a lot of the community areas, a lot of the parks, the city itself, and then he highlights it in his material that he sends to people, and it generates excitement for them to want to go ahead and live there. And believe me, in the area that we live in, specifically Montgomery County, there is pockets and pockets of great places that you can essentially highlight. And I think engaging the community in that sense definitely will raise the level of your service as a real estate agent, as opposed to just basically saying, oh, you know what, I just represent this house.
It's the business is a lot more than just putting a sign outside.
Absolutely. I mean, those are the requirements, but I think if you go beyond and try to highlight the community and how involved you are, it would be invaluable, because people want to work with people that are personable. People like to work with people that have connections within the community and have roots.
And people who are excited.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
It should be exciting to buy a house.
Yes.
And so going to a neighborhood, going to look at houses, experiencing the neighborhood, you want to be with somebody that has some excitement about that.
Absolutely.
So,
And the thing is that because geography is so local for a lot of people that buy a house, because you go and look at that house, let's say in an open house, or the agents walk you through it. But the idea here is then it becomes a burden on you to try to essentially figure out what's around it. Now, if that agent right after the initial contact that you have at the open house or prior to that gives you that information, then you go in with open eyes, or at least you go in knowing that you like the neighborhood that you want to live in. So I definitely encourage the agents to definitely go ahead and try to figure out what the neighborhoods are. Because I have seen a lot of times I've gone to an open house and the agent showed up over there and you ask them about the neighborhood and they have absolutely no idea what's going on. And that kind of a little bit disheartening because like, how are you trying to sell me a house when you don't know what's around there?
The least you can do as an agent is learn where the grocery store is, where the local restaurant, park, and school. And that's a good start, and then you can kind of figure out the neighborhood and the vibe of the neighborhood.
And it's interesting because it comes all through the delivery as well. I mean, when I wanted to buy a house, I went and basically saw different houses, and I could tell, like for example, when an agent would come and they were knowledgeable about the neighborhood and say, you know what, there's this bakery over here, they have bread to die for, there's the restaurant around the corner, and essentially creating that excitement for you to want to live in that neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.